Hey guys, Coach Jenna here. I know you're cooped up in the house, but I don't want you to stop being active, so go ahead and follow along. And at some points you're gonna have to pause the recording so that you can follow my instructions and then just get back into the class. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with a big stretch. And reach behind your head. Switch. Shake it out, arm across your chest. Switch. Shake it out. Look up. Look down. Head to one side. Switch. Circle your head one way. Switch. Okay, butterfly. Okay, now all of the techniques that I'm going to be showing you guys are things that you can do on your living room floor. I have mats, so I went ahead and took out the mat, but we could totally just do these on the carpet. We're not going to do any throws or any takedowns or anything where you're going to be landing hard. As long as you don't have a tile floor, you'll be fine to just do these on your carpet. One leg forward, other leg back. Switch. Z-stretch. Switch. Okay, so we're going to start with forward shoulder rolls. I'm assuming you're in your living room, so you want to just start from the knees to be safe. Knees, tunnel, arm through the tunnel. Use your back toes to drive yourself forward, and just be careful of your surroundings. Like I have a fireplace. Make sure you're not crashing into the walls or the couch. Okay, arm through the tunnel. If you have a big space and you want to do it from the feet, that's up to you, but I say for safety just to do them from the floor. Okay. Go ahead and do a few of those, and then we will do back falls and sprawls. So get in your fight stance, get your quick feet, do sprawl. Make sure they're good sprawls. Quick feet and back fall. And I want you to go ahead and do 5 of those. Sprawl, back fall. 5 times. Okay, pause it if you need to. Then we're gonna do wrestling shots. One knee up, one knee down. Remember that we're keeping our chest up when we're driving in. Heel, knee, toe, come up. Heel, knee, toe, come up. Okay, go back and forth as many times as you want to. I suggest you at least do 3 or 4 on each side. Okay, if you have the space and you want to do back shoulder rolls, fight stance, back fall, look over your shoulder. Okay, do a couple of those. And then we'll be ready to get into technique. Okay, so we are going to do inside knee pass and replace the guard. I don't know if you guys all have your cats doing your jiu-jitsu with you, but we got one of our cats. Okay, so I'm going to get in Sam's closed guard. So we'll have to move a few times for you to see all the angles, just like we do in a regular class. Top person, make sure you have a good base, hands on the belly. We should all be wearing gis, I mean, unless you're practicing with your mom or dad, and if they don't have a gi, that's okay, then you just put your hands on the belly. Elbows in. Now you're going to get tall, knee in the butt. Use that knee right in the tailbone as a wedge. And notice that I keep my hands on him the whole time, okay? I'm not gonna let my hands fall onto the mat. Okay, pop this leg out into a kickstand. Now drive his knee down. So now I have one hand on his waist, one hand on the knee, drive it down. Now this is the inside knee pass because my inside knee is gonna come through first. Inside knee, right here. Okay, now if you're doing this with a partner who's a lot smaller than you, maybe the only person you have to practice with is your little sister and she's small. Okay, so look, I can put all my weight on my own foot without smashing his thigh. That's fine. If you have a partner your size and you want to put more pressure on, that's fine. Okay, then I step with this outside foot. A lot of times, like if this is real life, he would be pushing with this arm, so I'm going to just grab the sleeve or grab the wrist, keep it out of my way. Then this hand, you can either grab here on his lapel, or you can put your hand right on the mat by his armpit now. You're going to do a sit out. So now I've brought my leg forward. I'm here in like a scarf hold position, and I'm going to shift my hips into a regular side control. So I turn my hips close to him, and I'm in a side control. So now we're going to shift so you can see his angle. Okay, so I have a good side control, and this is what it looks like. Knee by his hips, knee by his armpit. If his arm's in my way, I move it. This hand scoops his head. This hand scoops his arm for an underhook. Okay, I'm nice and low to him. Now Sam's gonna replace guard. Okay, I wanna have a tiny space right here. He's gonna drop his elbow in that space and touch my hip. This hand is gonna touch my shoulder, and he's gonna shrimp out, just like we've done a million times. He shrimps, just enough space to bring this knee through. Wiggle, push, pull, scoot around, replace guard. Okay, now I don't want to stay down here chilling, do I? I want to come back up to my base with good posture again. I'm going to keep on doing pass, and he's going to do replace. Okay, we're going to just do a couple for you live action so that you can watch, and then you can pause it, and you can do them with your partner back and forth. Okay, so good posture, hands on the pants or on the belly area. Get tall, knee in the butt, kickstand, push that knee down, inside knee comes up, step, move this arm, sit out. Switch your hips, side control. Okay, now he's gonna replace the guard, frame on the hip, frame on the shoulder, shrimp, drag this inside knee through, wiggle, 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 replace the guard. Okay, so I want you with your partner to do that a few times. It's okay if your partner doesn't do jiu-jitsu, if you're using your mom or your dad or someone, even if they're too big for you, even if you can't walk your guard around them, you can make it work, okay? I have 4-year-olds who practice with their dads, so you can do it. So do a few times, inside knee pass, replace the guard, and then top to bottom so you get to do both. Okay, so we know how to get to side control. Now we're gonna work on some positions from side control. Okay, so I'm gonna have him lay down. First of all, I wanna make sure everyone has a good side control. This is how I wanna have my side control. It starts with the base. This is what it looks like from being upright. This knee is blocking his hip. This knee is blocking his armpit. I want his arm over here. If he brings it in, I can move it. Scoop his head, scoop his arm for the underhook. Okay, now I'm keeping him tight to me. Now notice I have my bottom low. I have my feet under my butt. Okay, everything is nice and low, chest to chest. I can use my shoulder to push on him. This arm can control him this way so that he can't shrimp, because I don't want to let him shrimp. So if he starts to try and shrimp, go ahead. I want to be able to control him and keep him flat. Okay, so we're going to start here now in side control. You remember that we always have to stay there for 3 seconds to get our points. So imagine that I just passed his guard. I stay here for 3 seconds. I get my points. Now we're going to move to knee on belly. So we always do knee on belly with the knee that's near his legs, not the knee that's near his head. Okay, so I'm going to sneak this knee up onto his belly, and it just looks like this. Knee on the belly, toes on the mat, and kickstand over here. I like to keep one hand on the hip, keep another hand up near his shoulders. Okay, there's lots of different ways that you can grip, but this is what I like to do. Okay, so how long do we have to stay here? For 3 seconds. And I don't want to have my kickstand up here where he can underhook my leg or get control of me. I want it out here. Okay, then after you've stayed there for 3 seconds, you're gonna sneak your knee over to mount, and I want it to be sneaky, okay? If I do a big sloppy step, bring it over, he's gonna grab my leg and I'm gonna be in half guard. So I wanna sneak it over nice and tight, and if his arm is in the way, I can underhook his arm and I can move it. So wipe this foot over. Now I'm in mount. I stay here for 3 seconds, I get my points, and then we're just gonna go for an easy submission. I don't wanna teach you guys anything new that you haven't done before, so we're gonna practice things that we've already learned. Sam, bottom person, I want him to be defending. Now remember, this is a garbage grip, this is a good grip. So he's got his good grip here defending. And I'm just gonna drive one arm down, 2 on 1, meaning my 2 hands against his 1 arm. I'm gonna drive it down all the way, drop that elbow. I want his arm to look like an L. My monkey grip on his wrist. Now go under his elbow and grab my own wrist. And then I'm just slowly gonna drag. You can do the little vroom vroom with your hand right here. Drag his wrist down while you are barely elevating his elbow. Slowly drag, and he's gonna feel that. Go ahead and do it both sides too. We wanna be able to do Americana on both sides. Okay, so bottom person defends, 2 on 1. Drive it down, drop that elbow, go under, cover my own wrist, slowly drag. Okay, both sides. And if you want a little extra practice, have the bottom person be bumping you. If he gives me a little resistance, and that way I have to maintain my mount while I'm going for my Americana. This will help you to be more realistic. And then go back and forth with your partner if that works for you, if that's something, you know, depending on who your partner is at home. Back and forth, we're gonna be, one more time, side control. Make sure it's a good side control. Knee on belly. 1, 2, 3. Sneak over to mount. 1, 2, 3. And then finish with the Americana and as much resistance as you wanna use here. Okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna go over something that's a little new. It's not too advanced, but it's just something that we don't do in the regular beginners class. So if you're one of my older students or a student that's been training for a while, this is something that you can work on. Passing the closed guard, we usually just work on the inside knee pass, but we do a lot of open guard passes, but we're gonna do a standing guard pass now. Okay, so realistically, this person's gonna have their hands out, they're trying to break me down, whatever. So I wanna get a cross sleeve grip, not a same side grip, across, okay? So I like to get both of my hand grips on his one and just kind of glue his arm down to his body. And then I'm gonna stand up all the way, okay? So bottom person, I want you to keep your guard strong and locked, because if you open the guard, then I'm just gonna move to a standing guard pass. Okay, so I've got this cross grip, I've pushed it down to his body, then I'm gonna stand with the leg on the side of the arm that I'm holding, okay? So I've got his arm on this side, so I'm gonna step with that side. The reason is, when I step, I don't want him to be able to hook my leg. If I step and his arm is loose, he can grab my leg, and then I have to deal with that. Okay, so I get that cross sleeve grip, I stand, and then I stand with my other leg, and I don't wanna be, you know, letting him break me down here. I wanna stand up nice and tall and strong. And I like to have my legs kind of staggered too, so that he can't use his other arm to hook my leg. Can you keep it locked? Okay, so then here, I'm gonna keep my elbow in tight to my body, and I'm gonna start driving his knee down, similar to when we do just a regular inside knee pass. Okay, it's already hard for him to keep his guard locked while I'm up here, so even if he has a really strong lock, this is gonna be hard to do. With his weight and gravity and me driving his knee down, his guard's gonna open. Okay, so then right here, I'm basically gonna move to an inside knee pass. Okay, pretty quickly, I'm gonna go step, step. So now I have my inside knee. I like to grab the collar here, and then I'm gonna go straight to an inside knee pass. Okay, I like to get really low, sit out, into my scarf hold position, underhook, switch my hips to a regular side control. Okay, so watch it again. So it's really just kind of a different start to the inside knee pass, because sometimes it's really hard to pass the locked guard. And a lot of times when they have a really strong lock, they have really strong legs and they're breaking it down, this might be the only thing you can do to pass the lock guard. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this here. I have to be strong and fast on my stand. My elbow is locked in. I'm holding his sleeve tight, and I'm just gonna drive him down and then step through here. This knee slice is gonna start like right away. I do my sit out, tight, my hip is tight to his body. I get my underhook, and I switch my hips to my regular side control. Then from here, if you wanna add on any submissions that you know, like Americana, you wanna go to a knee on belly, you wanna do a quick arm bar, there's tons of things that you guys have learned from this position. So I just wanted to introduce you to that standing guard pass so you have something a little extra to work on. And then when we're able to meet back together at the gym, we can go over it together and I can fix any little corrections that you need.